Hey YouTube, what is going on? My name is Andrew, aka the Black Dragon. This is Black Dragon Studios, and I'm back with another episode of Doomsday Lat Survivors. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my early thoughts on Off Limits War. Why I don't really think the game mode is fully optimized yet. I'm going to give you guys my reasons why it's not good, and things I would do to improve it to actually make it probably the most fun game mode in this game, to be quite honest with you guys. It's got the shell, now we just need to refine it a little bit. Am I saying it's bad overall? No, I don't think it's a bad game mode. Honestly, I think the map is wonderful. I think the short time span is wonderful. It creates for some very competitive environments, but also it has its drawbacks. So let's get into some of the drawbacks in this video, and hopefully you guys will see this video and share this around. Share it with your friends, maybe leave a comment in the comment section, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. If you do all those things, I'm sure we can get this information out to IGG. Complain to IGG, you know, give them some feedback in the feedback section about this game mode, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that sees this. But yeah, let's get into it now. So the first thing that we're going to take a look at here is we're going to look at reasons why Off Limits War sucks, okay? So basically, we go to Off Limits War and we go through the registration phase, right? Come in, we register, and firstly we have to register for a time. So they've got 8 UTC, they've got I think 12 UTC, they've got 3 UTC or 15 or 13 or 15 UTC and 19 UTC, if that's correct. Okay, so right there off the bat, we've got 5 different time zones that you can register for Off Limits War. Now, that's great that they have different times that you can register for Off Limits War, although I think there should only be 3. There shouldn't be 5, that's too much, and 1 is obviously too few, but they've spread it out so far that everyone's going to be all over the place with what times they choose, which is going to limit the amount of people that are actually coming in and playing Off Limits War. The second thing that I'm going to say about that is it also has other restrictions as well, like power differences. So they got Apex Warzone, which is a certain power and above. I can't remember what the rating is. So it doesn't even take your might. It takes your rating. It gives you a rating based off of a bunch of different factors. Might being one of them, but there's also many other different factors that come into play when determining someone's rating for this event. So if your rating is 70 million or less, you're going to be placed in Fearless Warzone. But the problem is that if you want to go up to Elite Warzone with under a 70 million rating, you can't do that. You cannot go to Fearless Warzone, or you cannot go to Elite Warzone unless you have a 70 million or above rating. However, if you have above a 70 million rating, it gives you a slight debuff to your power level, and you can drop down. You can play in Fearless if you want, or say you're an Apex level player, you can drop down and you can play in Elite if you want. Okay, so there's no moving up, but there is moving down. Even with the debuff, I'm noticing that people are moving down, and that's a problem for the people when they move down, because they're moving down for one of 2 reasons. One, because they're a farmer and they don't want to participate at the level that they're qualified for because they don't have the heroes, they don't have the gear, and they're just going to get shit on. Number 2, they want to play with their friends, which is totally understandable. So they drop down to a lower bracket so that all of their friends can get on the same team. That's totally understandable. And we're going to get to that point, because that's another point as well in and of itself, is that you can't play with your friends. It limits people from participating without being penalized severely for playing with their friends, which is the whole point of this game in the first place, is you want to play with your friends, you want to play with your alliance members, not some complete strangers that you've never even seen, heard, or know anything about. So it just makes for some very awkward matchmaking. Okay, so that's one thing right there. All right, the next thing is there's no incentive for people to actually show up and play the game. The reward difference is minimal between first and last place, and there's no penalty for missing an event. So if we take a look at, just take for example the rewards here, okay? We've got here let's start at Fearless Warzone, because that's where I'm at, and I'm sure that's where a lot of people are. A lot of beginners are here. I've been playing the game for over a year now, and I'm still just at the top of Fearless Warzone with a 66 million might rating. So look at the prize difference from first to 4th place. We've got a difference of 4 DLS stars, which is literally nothing, bro. Like, it takes 30 DLS stars to get 1 golden nano coating. It takes like 4 or 5 golden nano coatings for me to do an upgrade right now. So getting 1/10 of a golden nano coating or 1/6 of a golden nano coating it's a slap in the face as a reward. You should be giving more rewards to the smaller players, the ones that are growing, the ones that still need this stuff, rather than giving all the rewards to the big guys. The smaller players should be getting rewards as well. So if you look at the jump between 4th and 1st place, there's literally no difference in prizes. A few extra speed ups, 1 extra hero fragment, but even to come in 2nd place, you're literally getting 300 gems. You know what I mean? If you come in 3rd or 4th, it doesn't matter, dude. Nobody cares about 300 gems. So that's just fearless. We take a look at elite. Okay, now we're jumping up a little bit in DLS stars, although not much. We're throwing some honing chips into the mix, although not much. And we have a couple of extra speed ups. Whoop-de-friggin-do, big deal, right? So if you're might 70 million or above, you can go into Elite Warzone. And now, once you get up to Apex Warzone, I don't even know what your rating would have to be to get in here. Probably over 120, 130 million rating to get in Apex Warzone, right? So you have to be one of the biggest, strongest accounts to be able to do well in Apex Warzone. Or you have to have one of the biggest whales in the game on your team in order, well, numerous, because it's actually more of a team-oriented game. To actually win this event, you have to have a coordinated team if you want to win this event in Apex Warzone. So you've got 12 DLS stars. This is Apex Warzone, folks. We're jumping from 7 DLS stars to being the cream of the crop, best players in the world who have spent lots of money on the game probably, to a jump of 5 DLS stars for winning 1st place, 2 extra hero fragments, and you get 20 electronic trapping devices. They don't do anything, bro. 20 electronic trapping devices might get you like 10 elite beast hero fragments, or 10 elite beast fragments. And guess what? People in Apex aren't using elite beast, bro. They're just not. Sorry to tell you. 15 honing chips, which is a difference of 7 honing chips from 1st and elite first. So I've kind of shown that, okay? So let's drop down and say we're in Fearless just for a minute, okay? I'm registering for Fearless. I'm a farmer. I don't want to play because I don't have to. I don't get penalized for not playing. I get 3 DLS stars, a guaranteed 3 DLS stars, 3 legendary hero fragments, 3 60-minute speed ups, and 9 resource packs for not participating in an event, and I don't get penalized for not participating in the event. Or I can take time out of my day, make a time commitment, get stressed out, have to play on a team, have to fight in the field, have to do 30 minutes of PvP for a potential gain of 1 hero fragment, 600 gems, 4 60-minute speed ups, and 4 DLS stars. Does this seem worth it to you? It really doesn't seem worth it to me. The only thing that makes it worth me playing this event right now is just people that have love for the game. Okay, you simply have passion for the game and you want to play the game. That's literally the only reason why I show up to play this game mode every week. Because I know that I'm probably just going to get matched up with a bunch of randoms that don't show up and or are farmers and don't know how to PvP, and we're going to lose. So that's pretty much what's going on there. That's reason number 2. Reason number 3 is the auto matchmaking system. And this goes back to matchmaking and penalties and no incentives. It's broken because if you don't have a full team for the event, so they give you 24 hours to register for this event, to find a team, create a team, put the team together, and that's it. Once it's locked in, it's locked in. 24 hours before the event, it's locked in. You can't change the team. It just automatically, and this is my experience with the matchmaking, okay? For Fearless Warzone, it matches you with people that are no-shows and or farmers that have no intention of playing as a team or showing up to actually PvP and play the game properly. They just want to do their own thing, send out a couple of marches, yada da. The only thing that saved this game mode from people like that is the garrison changes where you can actually set the garrison to what you want it to be. However, with the time constraints, with the 1 minute rally times, and having to have marches in the field, having to be paying attention to this garrison post, paying attention to this, people that are just farmers can't do that. People that don't know how to PvP, they can't do stuff like that. And also, there's also people that don't read the chat, so there's communication problems that arise as well. And I'm just talking specifically about matchmaking right now. I'm not talking about actually finding a team, going on Discord, getting your team together, actually doing it right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if a person just wants to simply come in and enjoy the game, play the game, matchmake with a bunch of random people and see where that goes, because it's fun for them to do it that way. Not everybody wants to, go to Discord, find a set team of 8, and then you got to stick with that team. And if one guy or two guys don't show up, then, life goes on type thing. I'm not trying to talk about that. I'm trying to talk about the actual auto matchmaking system. Just constantly putting people that are no-shows and or farmers that don't plan on playing the game. That's all we ever get from the auto matchmaking system. And there's a reason for that. It's because people do not get penalized. They get rewarded more for not showing up to the event because they're getting those guaranteed rewards, and they're getting the same rewards pretty much as if they would have come in first place anyways, especially in Fearless Warzone. They're not getting penalized for not showing up, so they have absolutely no reason to show up. If they're just a farmer and they don't care about the PvP aspect of the game, then they're just going to continue to do that as long as IGG lets them. So the change that I would make there is penalize people that don't show up to the previous week. If you don't show up once, the next week you can't play. If you don't show up twice, then you can't play for 2 weeks. If you don't show up for 3 weeks in a row, then you're done. You're done for 2 months. Like there's got to be penalties for people that don't show up. Now, people that do show up and they don't do anything, they don't help, they're not actually active. They might send out a march or two, but then for most of the time they're just kind of sitting there doing nothing. There should be no rewards for those people. There should be a point cap reward for people that actually play the game. Just like there was in Pompeii, there should be a point minimum that people have to get rewards for this event. Take for example my team today, okay? Let's take a look here. My whole team today didn't show up. It's me and Warlord. We are the guys that make the team. We show up and we just let other people matchmake with us. He brought one guy from his alliance, and I did not bring any people from my alliance because there's literally nobody in my alliance that's PvPing in Fearless Warzone. They're all in Elite or Apex Warzone. So there you have it. Problem solved right there. Just move up to Elite or Apex Warzone and all will be solved, right? No, wrong. Because here's the problem. You only have 8 spots to register. Okay, that might seem like a lot of spots to register, especially when you're not able to fill all the spots. But if you have a big alliance of say 40 or 50 people, well, then not everybody's going to be able to get on the teams that they want to get on. So you're going to be left with 1 or 2 teams like this that don't actually have all their spots filled, and then the spots that do get filled are getting filled with absolute nobodies, absolute nothings. People that don't show up, they're just complete dead weight. But basically what happened today was we joined the server, we looked around, there was 3 of us that showed up. There was a full team to our right and a full team up north, and then nobody showed up to the top left side of the screen. Now this is later on. I've been done playing by this point. The people actually showed up late. So there's a full squad here. This whole team showed up to play, ready to play. And they're all in the same alliance. So they've all got a Fearless Warzone alliance. That team showed up. This team is a no-show. So you've got a no-show here, and you've got pretty much a no-show here. Pretty much a no-show here because at the beginning of the event, it was just 4 of us that showed up and 1 guy wasn't even doing anything. How can you expect that to win an event? I don't know. So the auto matchmaking system is broken. That's all I'm trying to say. It pays you to be a no-show. So what did I do? After the first rally, let me see if I can get this. So this is what happens at the beginning, right? You've got this spot here. This is the small device in front of your building. You've got the medium device here that opens up a minute after the game starts. So a minute after the game starts, we cracked our small device, we got in there, and I opened up a rally on the medium device. I also set a marker here, and the marker said Rider Rally here. So we got a total of 300,000 troops that joined the rally for this medium device, by which point had already been taken by the enemy because they sent like 20 marches here to swarm out the device and get the garrison in there, which was a Miyamoto garrison at first, but they quickly switched it to a chasey garrison. So they had a chasey garrison in there, but they had this device taken within 30 seconds of it opening. So I started the rally, and 30 seconds after it opened, those guys had already taken the medium device. So my rally starts marching over there of 300k troops. 240,000 of those troops are my troops. So my team, my brilliant, amazing team, gave me 60,000 troops for a rally. My grandmother could have fought harder for my medium device than my entire team combined with a broom. So the point I'm trying to make to you guys is, this is another problem that we face in this event. There's a time constraint. You have to do everything quickly. So we put up the markers. If people don't follow the markers, then we write in chat. There's 2 places where people can actually see the information that we're requesting from them, plus the marker that comes up on your screen when it says this person has started a rally, and the little help button that you press to invite everyone to a rally. Those things still don't work. Okay, now this is an extreme example. It usually doesn't happen this bad. But what I'm trying to say is, when you have 30 seconds or a minute, or even sometimes these decisions have to be made on the fly, like within 5-10 seconds, these changes have to be made instantly. People are not listening. They can throw off your whole team. You know what I mean? So when nobody joins a rally and you send 300k troops to fight a Chasey garrison that's probably fully filled up, you've just lost the game. Your game is over at that point. It's time to pack up. It's time to go. So that's what I did when I saw that nobody's joining the rally. Nobody's going over there to fight. Nobody's swarming. Nobody's doing anything. All right, guys, I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to swear and shout. Have a nice day. Hope I never see you guys again. So that's the whole point I'm trying to make here, is that we're doing a game mode that requires coordination, it requires game knowledge, and it requires people that actually want to participate. If you don't want to participate, you could have all the game knowledge and all of the coordination in the world. But if you're not participating, then why are you even registering for the event? I'll tell you why they're registering for the event. Because they know they're not going to get penalized, and they know it's free rewards. So they don't care about your want to actually have fun and play a game mode and do an event. They don't care about that. All they care about is their stupid little 3 hero fragments, and that's it. I could give a shit about 3 hero fragments, dude. I would just much rather play on a team that's actually playing the game and get 0 rewards for this event. I would play this event even if there were no rewards. So that leads me to my next point. It pays to be a no-show for this event. You do absolutely no work, 0 time commitment, no help for your team, yet you collect the exact same rewards as your team that actually showed up to play, while at the same time preventing them from being able to actually win the game if other full teams show up, because you take the spot of somebody who might have actually played the game by just registering just to collect your stupid reward. As both a knock on the player and a knock on IGG, I don't really blame the player so much as I blame IGG. You need to penalize the players who aren't participating, who aren't showing up for the event, or this auto matchmaking thing is a complete bogus. I'm gonna just start auto matchmaking. It's the same thing as bounty ground, only to a team degree. You can register for bounty ground and then just sit out and collect rewards infinitely and you don't get penalized for it, but you get penalized for going into a bounty ground, coming in first place, and then for the next 5 or 10 matches, all you see on the battlefield is whales and people with like Catherine Calamity skins and T6 troops and crazy gear, and it's like, well then fuck this shit, I'm just gonna sit out and collect rewards and not get stressed out. You know, it's much more easier that way. So that's what I do. It's not even fun, dude. The matchmaking is flawed. The rewards for this event are generally just aren't good. Like, if you take a look at the difference between rewards from fourth to first place in Fearless, there's basically no difference. And even from fourth to first in Elite, there's basically no difference. Like, look at this. In Elite Warzone, there's literally no difference. You get a couple extra stars, 1 more extra fragment, but to begin with, the rewards aren't even that good, so there's absolutely no incentive for players to be playing this game mode at the moment. They would rather just sit out and collect free rewards. Yeah, if you're lucky enough, you're fortunate enough to have an actual team that plays this game and shows up to the event and actually works as a team and coordinates attacks, coordinates defenses, coordinates rallies and garrisons, field presence here, knows when the mechs are going to show up, all that good stuff. And you're shit out of luck, dude. You're coming in 4th place, maybe 3rd place at best. Or if you just happen to get lucky and somehow your uncoordinated, non-strategic team, happens to win 2nd or 1st place, you just got lucky that week. But on an overall level, level in the long term, this is not going to work for players like me who actually want to come in and play the game and actually enjoy the game for what it was made for in the first place. Not to collect rewards. Yeah, the rewards are nice, but we're not here to collect rewards. If all the game consisted of collecting rewards and exiting the game for the day, then nobody would play this game, dude. Even the farmers wouldn't play this game, because what are you collecting the farm for? What's your end goal with all that farming? Nothing. There's nothing that it could ever produce or show for. You have to at some point start playing the game. And there has to be game modes like this that are actually optimized if you want people to actually want to play the game. That's what I'm trying to say. So the game mode is flawed. The mechs are too powerful. I didn't even have a chance to get into that today, but the mechs are way too strong at the moment. The mechs need to be adjusted, because let's say you actually garrison the middle. I've seen this too many times. You happen to win the all-out battle for the middle device, the big device in the middle of the map, and then in comes this major alpha autonomous mech and just starts blowing your garrison up 100,000 troops at a time with absolutely no penalty for the enemy team. There's no drawback for it whatsoever. So you've got an autonomous mech on this side of the battlefield, and you've got an autonomous mech on this side of the battlefield, plus you have to fight for the middle. So unless your team is sending out troops to get both of those autonomous mechs and fighting for the middle, you're losing the middle. You're going to garrison the middle for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then your whole effort will be lost, because one of those autonomous mechs plus all the swarming and the rallies that are being sent to the middle are just going to blow up your garrison. Your garrison's going to be gone, and then you're either coming in second or third place. That's really all I have to say to you guys today. Fix the matchmaking. Penalize players that don't show up. Penalize players for not participating when they do show up. And number 4, fix the rewards. And number 5, lower the power of those autonomous mechs, as they do way too much. Okay, so that's really all I got for you guys today is that. And yeah, that's really it. Fixing Off Limits War would make this game so much better. And that's really all I got for you guys today. Like, comment, subscribe. And with that, I'm getting out of here for today. My name is Andrew. This is Black Dragon Studios, and I'm out. Until next time, peace.